Elon Musk and his 6 secrets to business success. Elon Musk has just become the richest person in the world, overtaking Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. The Tesla and SpaceX entrepreneur's net worth has crossed $185 billion after an increase in the share price of the electric car company. So, what is the secret of his success? Rule 1. It is not about the money. This is absolutely central to Elon Musk's attitude to business. He said he did not know how rich he was. It's not as if there is a pile of cash somewhere.
It's really just that I have a certain number of votes in Tesla and SpaceX and SolarCity, and the marketplace has value on those votes. He does not have anything against the pursuit of wealth, if it's done in sort of an ethical and good manner, but said it just is not what drives him.
The approach certainly seems to be working. His electric car company, Tesla, has performed particularly well. Shares have surged over the past year to take its value to more than $700 billion. For that you could buy Ford, General Motors, Volkswagen and Fiat Chrysler and still have enough left over to buy Ferrari. But Musk does not expect to die rich. He said he thinks most of his money will be spent building a base on Mars, and would not be surprised if the project consumed his entire fortune. In fact, like Bill Gates, he would probably regard ending his life with billions in the bank as a mark of failure because he had not put that money to good use. Rule 2. Pursue your passions.
That Mars base is a clue to what Elon Musk believes is the key to success.
You want things in the future to be better. You want these new exciting things that make life better. Take SpaceX. He set the company up because he was frustrated the United States space program was not more ambitious.
I kept expecting us to advance beyond Earth, and to put a person on Mars, and have a base on the moon, and have, very frequent flights to orbit, he said.
When that didn't happen, he came up with the idea for the Mars Oasis mission, which aimed to send a small greenhouse to the red planet. The idea was to get people excited about space again, and persuade the United States government to increase NASA's budget. It was while he was trying to get that off the ground he realized the problem was not a lack of will, but rather a lack of way. Space technology was far more expensive than it needed to be. The world's cheapest rocket launching business was born. And here's the important thing, its genesis wasn't about making money, but landing a person on Mars. He regards himself as an engineer rather than an investor, and says what gets him up in the morning is the desire to solve technical problems. It is that, rather than dollars in the bank, that is his yardstick of progress. He knows every hurdle his businesses overcome helps everyone else who's trying to solve the same problem, and it does it forever. Rule 3. Don't be afraid to think big. One of the really striking things about Elon Musk's businesses is how audacious they are. He wants to revolutionize the car industry, colonize Mars, build super-fast trains and vacuum tunnels, integrate AI into human brains and upend the solar power and battery industries. There is a common thread here. All of his projects are the kind of futuristic fantasies you would find in a kid's magazine in the early 1980s. Put it like this, his tunneling business is called The Boring Company. Musk makes no secret of the fact he was inspired by the books and movies he consumed as a kid in South Africa. Which brings us to Musk's third business tip: do not hold back. He believes low ambition is baked into most companies' incentive structures. Too many companies are incrementalist, he said.
If you're the CEO of a big company and you aim for something that is a modest improvement, and it takes longer than expected, and does not work out quite as well, then nobody's gonna blame you.
You can say it was not my fault, it was the suppliers.
If you are bold, and go for a really breakthrough improvement, and it does not work, you are definitely going to get fired, he argues. He says this is why most companies focus on making small improvements to their existing products rather than daring to imagine completely new ones. So, his advice is to make sure you are working on what he calls stuff that is going to matter. Two things stand out in Musk's personal hierarchy of stuff that matters. First, he wants to accelerate the transition from fossil fuels.
Here is what the entrepreneur had to say about that: "We are drawing upon deep gas fields and deep oil fields that have not seen the light of day since the Cambrian era. If the last time something saw light was when the most complex organism was a sponge, you really have to question whether that is a wise move." Second, he wants to ensure the long-term survival of humanity by colonizing Mars and making life multiplanetary. Like I say, think big. Rule 4. Be ready to take risks. This one is obvious.
You have got to have skin in the game to do well, but Elon Musk has taken more risks than most.
By 2002 he had sold off his holdings in his first two ventures, an internet city guide called Zip2 and the online payment company PayPal. He had just entered his 30s and had almost $200 million in the bank. He says his plan was to put half his fortune into the businesses and keep the other half. Things did not work out like that. His new companies faced all sorts of teething troubles. SpaceX's first free launches had failed, and Tesla had all manner of production problems, and supply chain and design issues. Then the financial crisis struck. Musk said he faced a stark choice. "I could either keep the money, then the companies are definitely going to die, or invest what I have left and maybe there is a chance." He kept pouring in money. At one point he was so in debt. He had to borrow money from friends just to pay his living expenses. So, did the prospect of bankruptcy frighten him? He says it did not. "My kids might have to go to a sort of government school. I mean, big deal, I went to a government school." Rule 5. Ignore the critics. What really jogged him, and it was clear in 2014 he was still very upset by it, was the delight many pundits and commentators took in his travails. "The liberal schadenfreude was really quite astonishing," said Musk. There were multiple blog sites maintaining a Tesla death watch.
"I think it would be arrogant if we said we were definitely going to do it, as opposed to we are aspiring to do it, and we are going to give it our best shot."
This brings us to Musk's next lesson in business success: do not listen to the critics. He did not believe SpaceX or Tesla would ever make money when he set them up, and the truth is nor did anyone else. But he ignored the doomsters and went ahead anyway. Why? Remember, this is a man who judges success on the basis of the important problems he has solved, not how much money he has made. Think how liberating that is. He is not worried about looking stupid because his big financial bet has not paid off. What he cares about is pursuing important ideas. It makes decision making much simpler because he can stay focused on what he believes really matters. And the market seems to like what he is doing. Rule 6. Enjoy yourself. Follow this guide and, with a bit of luck, you will become impossibly rich and famous too. Then you can start to come out of your shell. Elon Musk is famously a workaholic. He boasts of working 120-hour weeks to keep production of the Tesla Model 3 on track. My favorite rule is number 6: enjoy yourself. What's your favorite rule? Write in the comments. Also, tell me whose rules for success you'd like to hear in the next video. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your attention. Good luck to everyone.